on, everybody? Rasatiad here in Singapore, and I'm hoping you're all doing very, very well today. I am grateful that you're listening on the Night Owl podcast and that you've been writing into me, letting me know what's on your mind, what you're concerned with, and you know what? I've been able to find content that is useful for you guys based on the questions that you've had, and I'm able to go ahead and condense them into either a daily dose or at least put it into a longer format, which is either a microblog on Instagram or on the podcast itself. Now, today I'm going back to Atomic Habits. I'm a big fan, you guys. I get into these groups where I'm reading a book or I'm following a specific person and I love all of their ideas and I find so much inspiration from them because that's what I needed at the time. And right now, Atomic Habits is one of James Clear's books, and I feel like I'm very connected to him in the way he thinks because he's so innovative and he's so simple with the way that he wants to do the work, or he wants to encourage us to do the work. And today's quote says, "The key if you want to build habits that last is to join a group where the desired behavior is the normal behavior." Now, let me tell you something. I have a tough time finding groups that I can actually get involved with. And a lot of times when I join a group, I come in with all of the energy that I have and I want to interact and I want, people to get excited about the work that they're doing. So I've been in several groups like that where I was the cheerleader, I was the hype one, I was the center of all of that energy, and I felt good about it, not because I was the center, but because I was getting feedback, because I was getting people who were relating, responding, and starting a conversation. There's nothing better for me than a conversation, but I've had trouble when I create that for myself. And maybe it's because I have too small a group. Maybe it's because I'm, trying too hard to force the energy to pop up. It's easier when I join somebody else's group. But for me on my own, I feel like it's difficult to create that normal so that people feel welcome and excited about the work that they're getting ready to do. So I know what I need, but it's been difficult to find, and it's also been difficult to create. A lot of times when I join a group, I do engage, I do write on people's posts, I go through and I listen, and I write comments as I listen to videos if they decided to put up a video, or I will create a video so people can actually interact on that token as well. And it's been great for my ego and for my spirit as well. But like I said, in real life, when it comes to my own goals, I've had a tough time finding that. So when he says that to join a group where the desired behavior is the normal behavior, I absolutely understand what he means. It means that what I want to aspire towards is already normal, so everyone else is doing it, so it should be easy for me to fall in step with them, right? It is hive mentality to a degree. But if I can't find it and I'm looking for this camaraderie, my usual go-to is to create the thing that I can't find, right? And so maybe my next step is to open up my paid group into a free group where I invite everybody and anybody to get in on the conversation, and then I just start the conversation myself with my daily doses in there so people can write in and ask questions, or I put up, questions and polls and stuff like that. So as I'm reading this, as I'm talking it out loud, I'm realizing what I need and what I don't. I'm realizing why I need to establish this normal pattern so that it's not such a reach every day for me to like drag myself out of bed and do this thing. Because if everyone else is doing it, it becomes not so much of an effort. It's almost like I just fall into step with them. And I can see different ways of how they accomplish what they're accomplishing, right? So I have many perspectives. I have many people doing the same thing. I've had accountability partners, and that has been a lot of fun because I can serve them for what they need and they can serve me for what I need. But sometimes, as with all things, that time period kind of fades and they have life take over and they're not as responsive anymore, and we kind of go our separate ways. Not to say that we part on bad terms or anything, but life happens, right? So maybe you don't get to your goals as often as possible, or maybe you stop checking in as often as possible. And at that point, right, I still need to motivate myself because it hasn't become a habit for me. I know the whole thing about, 21 days to create a habit, and it takes, 3 days in a row to make sure that you start getting in the habit of putting time aside. So there's a lot in that, the habit psychology, but I haven't gotten there yet. Some things are easier than others. I still kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I am very Piscean about that, right? I allow the water, the tide, if you will, or the current to kind of take me wherever I need to go. So sometimes I'm very energetic and I have a lot to say. Sometimes I don't get anything done at all, but I'm okay with that. I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm not feeling like, I haven't done enough. I feel like I'm doing what my inspiration is leading me towards. It's a natural flow state, right? So it's okay but I would love to find a tribe where normal is what I was aiming for in the first place, so that I kind of reach very naturally. It kind of goes back to that idea of, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And right now, if I'm being honest, it's my daughter, it's my best friend, it's my mom, it's my uncle. How many is that? This is 5. And then I don't know. I don't think I have a 5th. But even then, it's not a lot of normal. It's not a lot of, go-getter people that are out there building businesses. It's not a lot of people who are striving for more in their lives. My energy in my house is very different. My uncle goes out of the house and comes back. I don't really see him that often. My mom tends to try her best to keep in touch with everybody in the family. So she's very social in that aspect, but she's not actually building anything. She's not consuming any real content, and she's not creating any either. My daughter creates. She definitely creates. She uses her imagination all the time to create artwork, Lego pieces. She draws, she colors, she sings, she dances. And in that regard, that childlike spirit, it does help me. And my best friend, also a creator, but he goes through ups and downs. He has lulls in his energy, and then he has moments where he has so much energy that he gets a lot done very, very quickly. So it's not consistent, but it's all right, because these are the people I spend the most time with. But eventually what I would love to do is get around people who are willing to be open about what it is their process is. I still come across people who are very, very much in competition with me rather than ready to share. And so that kind of hinders my progress as well. So for the most part, I stick to myself. I do what I do best. Once in a while, I get an accountability partner for a while. And then, of course, life happens and we move our separate ways. And so there's a cycle to that. But yes, absolutely. If I could find a group where my desired behavior is normal, of course, the habit would be so much easier to implement, but it's not always as easy as that. So I would love to hear what your ideas are, if you've been able to find a tribe for yourself, or if you've been able to get around some people that work hard to build, just like you are working hard to build, or maybe they're working out because they want to bulk up, or they want to get stronger, or they want to, become lean and muscular, whether they're in competition or not. The idea being that you've got those people that you can converse with where the ideas start to flow very easily and you feel inspired to continue creating. So that's where I'm at right now. This is what I'm dealing with right now. Eventually, yes, I will create the perfect, community like I want it. But until then, I'm still looking for places where I can belong for a little while so I can, I can evolve, I can grow, because I want to continually be growing and becoming better and becoming smarter and more efficient, because that's just the way I am. But in the meantime, you guys, let me know what you're up to. Drop a comment in the box below, and let's have a conversation about what motivates you. What is it that you're aspiring to accomplish in the near future, and how can I possibly support you? All right, you guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.